Welcome to the Master Plan Implementation Committee. Is anybody recording this meeting? LakeCAM, thank you for recording the meeting. I'd like to do roll call. Rodney Dixon, present.
Rita Garbutt.
Joseph Chamberlain.
Ari Sky.
Patrick Marshall.
Denise Barbuto.
All right, thank you very much. So I'd like to start out the meeting with a pledge of allegiance, please. Stand and face the flag. Thank you. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So we got 9 agenda items tonight. Should be fairly quick meeting.
Oh, never say that.
No, it should be. I say should, not definite. So agenda item number 2, review and possible vote to approve the meeting minutes for September 1st of 2022 and October 18th of 2022.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of September 1st, 2022.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes unanimously. And what about October 18th?
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of October 18th, 2022.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Review the updated master plan implementation chart is the next one.
Do you want me to do that, Rodney?
Yes, please. Turn it over to you, Rita.
Okay, so, the red is pretty much done, like I had said in the, email. Green are ones ongoing or we're gonna pursue. And blue is what we discussed at the last meeting that I've added to it. So.
Would you like to go through?
Yeah,
Do we feel like
it'll be
pertinent to go
quick.
through it this time?
It'll be quick.
Yep.
But I guess right off the bat, I see, land use goal 2-1. The design guidelines should be done in red, right? Oh, I did it. I'm looking at last.
Oh, yeah.
I did it. Okay. No, I'm looking at the one from my last meeting. What I did do on the, bottom, I had put needs amendments, so I changed the bottom one, goal 2-2, amendment passed at the November 14th town meeting.
Okay, thank you.
I changed green.
Want to do
Red.
green or red?
Yep, so those, I just changed the colors on those. Page 3.
So the one in red, you refer to housing goal 3-1? Refer to housing production plan?
Yes, yeah. That's what Ari had said we should put. And then the next page, I put it in red that just to refer to the housing production. And under EDC, I changed in the status column, the 2022, I changed from blue to red.
Thank you.
John,
Yes.
I didn't know if, given what happened at town meeting, whether the complementary actions under Rhino Development Project of the hospital site is correct, is appropriate anymore? I mean, they still own the property, but the rezoning was defeated.
Correct. So part of the, with your review coming up on the update in lieu of Mr. Resnick, we'll go through the warrant articles,
Okay.
and then we can revisit the matrix.
Well, I questioned that, but they still own it, and
Correct.
I think, aren't they gonna do a 40B? So,
We really don't know what.
We don't
Yeah.
know, and I think that, not to speculate, there's a lot of what ifs now that, we've gone through town meetings, so I would defer to actionable items once it happens, so
Yep.
if it happens, then we'll update the matrix, but right now there's a myriad of things that could happen, but I don't want to put anything in there until it does happen.
so leave it the way it is.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yep, and then we'll do, Ari Sky will do an update and then we can make notes and
Yeah.
then make the changes accordingly. Yep, yes,
and,
please.
and throughout the matrix, I changed select men to select board. And even after I sent it out Saturday night, I found 4 more, so those are all in blue right now, and once, we go forward, I'll put them into, back to black.
Okay, thank you.
Page 4. Just change select board. Page 5. What do I have on that page? I did change goal 5-1. I had, on the last one, I just said I was supposed to check with Grant King at Serped. So in 2023, Grant said he'll be reaching out to all the town administrators that it's gonna be funded. The update on the priority protection areas will be, funded, I think, by Mass DOT, but the state anyways. And I think priority development areas too.
Mass DOT will fund that?
Yeah, I was surprised, but we used to have to use our, time with Serped to pay for, or apply for technical assistance, but none of the communities are going to have to, apply for it.
Okay, just as a point of reference, funded, is misspelled.
Oh, yeah,
We could
Good.
strike one of the ends.
yeah. Page 6.
Wait a minute, I'm missing, where's that one, Rodney?
Strategy,
Strategy.
resources, goal 5-1 under strategy.
On page 5.
Page
On
5.
page 5,
The blue.
third column down, under
Funded.
strategy. Natural and cultural
I spelled-
resources,
no,
goal
you were right
5-1,
Right here.
and it's in blue.
I spelled funded wrong.
Oh,
She put the fund in funded.
yeah, fun and fun. Read that 4 times and didn't see that. Former English teacher embarrassed.
I'm not gonna say anything.
On page 6, the bottom one, open space recreation, 6-1-2, I just changed adopted CPA into red, because that's done.
Excellent, thank you.
No change, well, on page 7, I just, changed the first land use strategy from blue to green,
Okay.
and to pursue in 2023 to green.
Thank you.
Page 8, there were a few things. The complementary actions on 7-1-1, I put select boards looking at options and will be hiring a consultant. The feasibility study was already done, and the schematic design funding was approved at the November 14th town meeting.
You might want to say schematic design funding, because the actual schematic design was not approved.
What?
It says, if you, it looks like you're saying schematic design was approved, but you're saying schematic design funding.
Well, I didn't have room to put
Yeah,
funding.
I know.
Okay.
I'll try to reword it.
SD funding, skim des funding, I don't know.
And I changed in the status column to 2023 from 2022.
Yeah.
Thank
And same thing in the next block down. I just added in that the schematic design was approved. And then for the
Design or funding for the design? Well,
schematic design,
was approved.
the funding.
Funding
for-
was, the design's
Yeah, just the
not been approved.
funding.
Okay.
Yeah, and the fire station schematic design was approved, the renovation of town hall footing was not
It's not,
approved.
yeah,
Right.
it's disapproved. Okay, and then on, under
next-
complementary actions, under services and facilities strategy, 7-2-1, under
Yeah.
complementary actions, is to just space repairs to, the S and the T.
And the $200,000.
And a
Yeah,
space
yep, and
after
two-
200,000, but I wanted to ask Ari if I had to put it in different columns because there's not much room. And we
Oh, okay,
approved
so,
the funding of 4.2 million, right?
Yeah, the town meeting approved that, correct?
Yeah, window project with
Yeah.
54% state reimbursement.
Yeah,
The $250,000 sidewalk ADA grant was approved in the first round.
no, we don't know that yet. We haven't heard back on
Okay.
that yet. We applied, we haven't heard back yet.
Pending?
It's pending, yeah,
Okay. Well, I do have that in status.
yeah.
Well, I did the pending for the window project.
Right,
So I'll
that's
do
approved.
pending for the sidewalks.
Right,
And then in the complementary action, I wasn't quite sure at the MSBA grant.
what is that? I don't know what that
I don't know.
refers to. I
It
have
was
no idea
from
what that
many
refers-
meetings ago,
I have no idea what that refers to.
so I'm gonna take that out.
Okay, yeah. $100,000, that was an earmark, $100,000 repairs of playground, that was an MSBA. And so that was a state earmark,
So that state funding
$100,000.
for the, playground.
Yeah,
When are they gonna do that?
I think they're working through the process right now,
Okay,
yeah,
so we're gonna have a lot going on at the school,
yeah.
about time.
And Rita, you saw that repairs two turned into one word? Repairs two, playground,
Yes, I
throw a space in there.
I threw a space. The next group, goal 7.2, provide municipal facilities, I said funding in process, and that's for the highway department, right, Ari? Plans and
Yes, that's correct, but the funding has not been identified yet.
So in process is okay, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's it for that. So the first block, complementary actions,
You'll need to fix that, yeah.
Take out,
Pending. It's the same grant as you referenced previously.
so instead of done, I'm gonna put pending,
Yeah,
okay,
And that's 7-2.
yes. That was all for that page, other than select boards. And then page 10, I just changed everything from blue to green. And on the very bottom goal, 8-2, investigate updating the town's subdivision rules and regs. Mark said they're gonna pursue that in 2024.
yeah.
And my printer gave me a hard time on printing page numbers.
I saw you.
Yeah.
You hand
So
lettered the zero
and
there.
I wanted to just, because I've been going through a ton of ink on my printer.
I bet.
Page 11, I just changed everything to green. And that was it, and select board. So whatever I guess, whatever Ari updates and wants changed on here, I'll go ahead and make the changes and, because we should get it posted to the website, I think.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think you're mostly there. It was just a couple little tweaks you just talked about.
Yep,
Yeah.
Like anything you posted.
but I mean, I didn't do anything, well, I did a couple of things from the November meeting, so I don't know, when you give us the update on town meeting,
Yeah,
okay?
And so this will be sent just procedurally for the folks at home. The changes we make tonight will be, made, and then it'll be forwarded to the town, and then someone from the town will then go ahead and upload it on the website?
yeah.
Correct.
Okay,
I'm not sure that
all right,
happens.
thank you. I was gonna say, do you know anybody that works in town hall, or make sure I get Connor?
There are a whole bunch of layabouts.
All right. All right. So, any discussion about the review of the master plan implementation chart? Okay, thank you. Moving forward, item number 4, update from town planner Mark Resnick regarding the warrant articles for the special town meeting held on November 14th of 2022. Unfortunately, Mr. Resnick is not available tonight, but speaking in his place will be Town Administrator Ari Sky. So I'll turn it over to you, Ari.
So Mark does convey his apologies. He had CPC tonight. It was just a conflict, couldn't be two places at once. So I offered to give the quick rundown. It was a blockbuster town meeting, we know that, lasted about 6 hours, I think.
12:30. So,
Something-
yeah,
something
6
around
hours.
6 hours.
yeah,
Started at
yeah.
6:30.
That was a long night, yeah.
Yes, it was.
And I ended up with COVID as a result, but that's another story.
That's your story, you're just sticking to it.
That's it.
Hate when that happens.
For sure, yeah. The majority of articles were approved. I don't know if, Mr. Chairman, if it's a brevity, I guess I'll go through them real quick. It's fine.
Well, I thought, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Mr. Chair, just the ones that have to do with the.
Yeah, that's what I
plan.
think, that's what I'm gonna do.
Isn't that
Right.
good enough?
So, CPC, well, I'll skip the CPC one of this. Okay, so is the Article 7 one we cared about from the Master Plan Committee standpoint, the historical protection? I don't know if that would be or not. I mean, it has some tertiary relationship, so maybe, so that one got approved. And the amendment, the revision to the CPC membership to deal with the lack of a housing authority got approved. Some of the restructuring of the planning board capabilities also got approved, and the technical revision to the off-premise signs off premise that got approved. Let's see, the rear yard setback item that got approved, and the industrial uses change in the zoning bylaws was approved. Let's see, elimination of the DOD was approved. However, the amendment to the mixed-use overlay was not approved. That was the one that would have allowed the Lakeville Hospital development to go forward. Article 16 and 17 were both indefinitely postponed. Article 16 was the 155 acres in County Street. And Article 17, which was the reusable materials equipment definition, those were both deferred. Definitely postponed means they're tabled. Article 18, which was the junk dealers, this is all part of the problem properties package, that was approved. Article 19 was also approved. Article 20, which deals with municipal charges liens, that was approved. And there's a little bit of controversy, as I recall, with that one, but it did get approved. Article 21, which was identifying some properties for potential disposition, was approved. Article 22, which was lodging houses and boarding houses for a sprinkler law, that was approved. And Article 23, which was accepting Ledgewood Drive, was approved. Article 24, which was special legislation to create an appointed town clerk, was not approved. Article 25, which was the recall petition, the petition for recall legislation, was not approved. Article 26, which would expand the board from 3 to 5 members, was approved.
Thank you.
It's the lightning round.
No, it was pretty fast. Thank you for the update.
And these are all now pending before the AG.
Uh-huh,
So,
yep.
once the AG comes back, except for 26, which is the special act that's gone to the legislative delegation, which will in turn submit it to the legislature, and that process will go forward. We'll probably be talking about a first election with 5 members in 24, would be my guess, by 2024.
Okay. All right. So part of the expansion of the board as it relates to work with the master plan,
Yeah.
is there any not saying there is a correlation, of course, but is it possible, once the board is expanded, to have the board concentrate, or to the best of their ability, on the master plan? Because right now, I would like to see, I'm speaking for myself, what I would like to see is the master plan be a standing agenda item.
Mm-hmm.
It's extremely important. You know, we went through the time and expense to hire a town planner. We hired the town planner because in part because of the master plan and the different committees, to facilitate the information and to help where they can. So if possible, if we have 5 board members, I would hope that with more board members, we could get more action out of some of the committees. because again, we're not policy setting, so it's kind of hard to,
I think, Mr. Chairman, that's an interesting idea. I will say for from staff standpoint, we are doing everything we can on our own to move forward elements of the master plan as we can. And I think you've seen that from what Mark has done over the past, several months that he's been here, pushing through a number of articles to
Yeah.
get things sorted, so, yeah.
just gotta keep
Keep
forward.
going. Yep,
I appreciate it.
absolutely.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, hearing none, moving on to the next agenda item 5, discuss next steps moving forward with the master plan.
Well, I could, just some ideas.
Absolutely.
At our next meeting, not to discuss what the next steps are, but come prepared to our next meeting, which items in here we'd like to get going. One of them, I know it's complicated, but is the Historical Commission and the Historical Society.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're practically the same members
Yeah.
on both.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's anything that we can do to implement that, and how we're doing on getting a historical district designated so that we can start getting grant funds to fix the old, the historic library. It needs to be repointed, to get that on the historical register. Those are things that are important to me.
I was walking up the steps there today and I'm thinking that needs to be pointing,
Yeah.
there's weeds growing there.
We are funding for that. It's all part of this, front entrance work that we're looking at. We're just trying to get it all pieces to fall in place. That's not a funding issue, but yeah.
So Mike, just for clarification, for people that may not know, the library is not on the,
No.
because it was repointed, not historically
Portland
correct.
Cement, yes.
Right.
Right, so a technical error, it was pointed, it just wasn't pointed, historically
Right.
correctly.
Right.
Because we need historic the windows are in pretty bad shape too.
Yeah.
We were lucky to have someone donate the slate roof.
What is obviously for bragging rights, but what is the significance to having it on the registry? So is grant money, so
Yes.
once it gets on the registry, then we'll be eligible for grant money for that particular property or other properties?
And the old townhouse, because originally there was a push to go from Sampson Cemetery all the way to this, what's the cemetery, Pond Cemetery.
Pond.
Which would encompass a lot of residential properties, the business next door to the town hall. It failed at town meeting. I think it went to town meeting. And when I left, we were just trying to get Sampson Cemetery to the old townhouse.
As the
Yes.
historic,
Chairman, yes, so
Yes.
Article 7 was specifically it was specifically designed to have the old townhouse accepted, to enter into a historic preservation registration, so we could get grant money for that project.
Okay.
We have money, as you recall, several years ago, there was a small amount budgeted for roof replacement. There's an MHC grant that that now that this has gone through, we'll be able to apply for, which is a 50-50 match, which will double our money. And, we have some other ideas as well as things that we can do to that building.
I appreciate it. I think, we've spoke many times about educating the public. So those that watch or attend the meetings of different committees and even town meeting, I think it's an education issue, to give the public the information. Well, why is this a good idea? What are the
Yeah.
features and benefits?
Yeah.
So if we let people know, hey, if we get this on the national registry, here are some of the benefits. How do we get it on the registry? We got to repoint the cement. Why do we need to repoint the cement? Well, it was repointed, but it wasn't done according to the rules, so therefore it was disqualified. So, it's kind of the features and benefits and the cost benefit too. Can somebody do it at a reasonable cost, or can somebody volunteer to do it? Again, and then bring it to the people and say, listen, this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it, and here's the benefit to doing it. Because I think if people just ask, well, where's the historical district? I mean, how many people know that Lakeville was part of Middleborough until 1853? Seriously,
Yeah.
not many, because because I talk to people about it and they goof with me about,
Yeah.
being kind of a history nerd,
We're
but.
West Middleborough.
I have the silver plate that we sold. Remember that? Bought one of those, they don't know. Couple of questions. The auxiliary town hall where conservation and planning and board of health are, not ADA compliant, is that in the future?
Yeah, that was part of what I was alluding to. There's a project that was funded to put in a wheelchair ramp. That the repointing of the stairs, rebuilding the stairs is incumbent on, that can be done until we have the design set for the ramp. I'm agnostic on the ramp. I think it's probably the most cost-effective way to do it, but it's gonna be very, very visible.
Unattractive.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
a massive thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to the historic commission just to get a sense of what they feel about it, and if they, you know, if we have the money to be able to do a ramp, we don't have, is the money to do a lift, which would be about 40,000 more than what we have. But if, you know, we were directed to do a lift, we'll look, that would fall into the mix with the capital program.
So just to confirm, the lift, in order to be ADA compliant, we have to do either a ramp or a lift.
Right.
And are there design standards for either to make sure that once it's installed, that the building itself will still be, once pointed, repointed, can then be?
Well, a ramp is a removable structure, so you can still get your designation with something like a ramp.
Okay,
A lift would be built in such a way that it's gonna be either in the back or on the side, coming into the portico, so I guess it's a portico, is that what we call that area?
Yes,
Like, to
portico.
the side there, something like that. We're pretty unobtrusive, so I think that would still be okay as well. And ADA, you know, ADA considerations supersede, you know, you get some leeway on accessibility when it comes to, historic designations, so.
okay, so, just to be clear, to be ADA compliant, it will not affect, if done right.
If
will
done
not-
right.
If, that's what, that's the if then, if done right, will not affect the, building from becoming on the historic register.
That's correct.
Okay.
So can I just ask a question? So when you talk about ramps and you can see the different types, are we talking like the ugly metal ones?
Yeah.
Or are we gonna try to build it so that it looks nice with the building?
Well, I don't know if it's the purview of this committee, but we're looking at a couple different options, and we're hoping to get the historic commission to sign on. It'll probably be, you know, when you're building a wheelchair ramp, generally the only kind you can build, there are wooden ones, they tend to fall apart.
Yep.
So you are talking
They're
metal.
slippery.
You can do dark metal,
Yep.
you know, but you're pretty limited. So, and the entrance to that building, the elevation's high. So you're talking about a long ramp.
Yeah.
It's just- there's
Many
no
years
choice. It's
ago,
just-
when
it's
they
just-
measured it,
Yeah,
it
it's
would
just
go all the way
geometry,
down to the
yeah.
sidewalk.
Yeah.
If it
Wow.
was a straight
Yeah.
ramp, so it's gonna be
Yeah,
going.
it's gonna be kind of a
Can they
line
do
like
a
that.
zigzag?
It could be, you could do a straight out if you go kind of wrap around the building, or you could do
Yeah.
a back like that. But it's you know, it's just geometry, there's nothing you can do
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, yeah.
And another
Yes.
question. Well, we constantly tell people to go online to see what's being done with the
Correct.
master plan. And then, LakeCAM runs on the bottom of the screen. We must be able to find out how many hits that's got, right?
yes.
Do we have
Yeah,
any
yeah.
idea? I mean, how popular and active has it
I
been?
know we've asked before, and we've got, so, is
I
that
don't-
something you can check in for
Yeah, we
us?
can find out.
Okay, yeah, thank you
I
so
was
much.
just wondering, you know, if people are responding to this and following up on it. I know when we had the thing over at Swampscott School, we got quite the turnout. you
We
know?
did. Yes,
Yeah, because we have, what, 2030 before we go through all that process?
Yes.
But we'll do it a couple of years. We'll start the process.
Probably about 5,
A
6
couple of
years, probably
years.
5 or 6 years from now.
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, and just not beef up, but just let people know too about the historical value of this town. And I think it's extremely important. Yeah, because I met some people at the Lakeville Lions Club, tree lighting this weekend that are new to Lakeville by 2 years, and just spoke to them very, very briefly. And, I wish I had more time to speak with them, but newcomers would and should know, about Lakeville and what we're about, but also our history. King Philip's War starting down the street.
Down the street,
As an
bottom
example.
of Island Road, yep.
Right. You know, the historical significance to the indigenous tribes here of Assawamsett.
Betty's Neck.
Betty's Neck and all that, and to highlight that. I think it's important, you know, so if we're gonna do a historical district, you know, Lakeville is history rich. I just think we need to get it out there and let people know how history rich we are. Okay, great, thank you.
So, Mr. Chair, on the next agenda, do you want me to put, discuss the members', priorities to
Yes,
pursue,
please.
something like that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So I want to make sure, you know, to restate that I don't want a static document, that it's a living document and it's actionable. So that's why that's why it's extremely important to educate people. What I would like to see too, and I remember what was it, the welcome wagon back in the day?
Yeah.
Right, back in the 70s, you get a welcome wagon, you
Yep.
get a nice basket, and
Yep.
it would be nice if the town, if within its, the purview of the town, is to do something like that to newcomers and to do a mailing or to do a welcome of some kind to say, hey, welcome to Lakeville, and give them obviously the master plan, explain it to them, but also a brief history of the town and kind of get them involved.
I
And-
think
and a
the
bag of
town clerk
cranberries.
does do something like.
Who does?
The
does.
town clerks always
Really?
have put together information on the
Yeah.
town. I don't know if she's still able to do that,
Okay,
but, a packet of information and, we didn't have a lot of master plans printed, but at least send them to the website so they can review it.
right. Yeah, most people, I know there's some people that are tactile, they need to touch and feel
Yeah.
and read like newspaper. I'm one of them.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Versus reading it online. There's just something about the smell of ink and the, you know, the feel of the paper, so. Same with books.
I just, hot off the presses, I received a text from the town clerk that says she still gives out the welcome kit, so.
Okay.
Awesome.
What's
I
that?
guess you have.
Lillian just texted him,
There's
she
someone
does
watching,
still
yeah.
do the
Oh,
welcome
okay.
kit,
So
which I always
our-
thought was very nice, so.
Yeah, thank you, Lillian.
We appreciate that, Lillian, much appreciated. Okay, excellent. All right, so any other discussion? Okay, great. So schedule our next meeting is agenda item number 8. When would we like to schedule that?
You meet the second and third, fourth?
Second and fourth.
Tuesdays? Oh, Martin Luther King is a holiday.
Correct. And do we want to keep it for 6:30?
Sure.
Yeah, 6:30
Okay,
works.
works for, okay.
What is the date?
Don't
At the
think we'll-
17th, the third Tuesday of the month?
We still want to meet monthly, or I thought we were
I
going,
thought we were going,
bi-monthly,
that's what I
or
thought we were doing.
Okay.
more?
So is this January or February?
February?
February 7th,
We'll have to do the, either the
That's the
7th or the
21st.
21st.
The third Tuesday,
Yeah,
I'll be out of town that week. That's, yes, President's Week, yeah,
okay.
I will be drinking margaritas that week, so.
Uh,
And the problem with
you all are
meeting
free
at
to,
that point?
you all are
or-
free to meet. I'll be happy to be there in spirit.
So to speak, but don't touch. All right,
so do we want to meet the first Tuesday?
that's the 7th.
It's fine by me.
14?
14th is Valentine's Day.
And
I'm sorry, that one's not.
Didn't we do that last year? Did we meet I think we did meet on Valentine's Day last year.
Yeah, we did, that's why we're not gonna meet on Valentine's. Just saying.
Let's not go to the 28th.
Yeah, right? I remember that.
I think we did.
Yeah.
I've got it
Right.
in my book, I can tell you.
I think we did.
I had a meeting of some kind of Valentine's Day. I know that because I didn't hear the end of it. So yeah, for a while. Yeah.
where you going?
No, that was a Monday.
Maybe I had a board meeting that day.
Yeah, you
I
must
thought we
have.
did something on the
Yeah.
14th.
Yeah.
Well, we
Where you
should
gonna
for
be
the-
drinking the margaritas, Harry?
Hmm?
Where's the margarita?
On board.
Oh, on board,
On board
okay.
ship,
All
yes.
right, so
Yeah.
you're a possible no-show for if we had it on that day?
21st, yeah.
Okay.
What about the 28th?
28th?
It's fine.
No
Tuesday.
Concom.
Okay.
That's the
All
fourth.
right, so the 7th, the 14th, or the 28th, we've eliminated, now if Ari's not here, would that be a problem?
Why can't we do the 7th?
Oh, we can, I can,
I'm fine with the seventh.
You okay with
February
Yeah, I'm fine.
7th?
Yeah, I'm fine with the seventh.
7th?
Yeah.
7th it is, all right.
At, 6:30. In these August environs.
And we'll meet here again?
Assuming it's available, right?
Yeah, I book it like the next day.
Okay.
Okay, excellent.
Like
Okay,
the anniversary of the blizzard too, 78?
No.
February 7th? I don't remember.
If we have a snowstorm, we won't be meeting.
I remember that well.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, agenda item, final agenda item, number 9, any other business that may properly come before the meeting? Hearing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much. Have an awesome rest of your night.